this is one of probably the hardest games to handicap of the weekend. Florida State, Florida rivalry game here. Florida is a 6.5 point favorite, over under 50.5. Let's see if there's any 7. I've been waiting on a 7. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that the tea leaves say it's not going to get there. So obviously the big news here is Jordan Travis is out for the season. I actually think Florida State could be left out if they're undefeated, depending on how other things happen. But that's just me. Some people say I'm crazy, but
I agree.
Florida, you agree?
Oh, so Action. I put out on Action Network how to bet the college football playoff. The conclusion is what's happened to Florida State and Jordan Travis completely opens up the door for Texas if they win out. I think Texas, with that win against Alabama, will have a strong enough strength of schedule, strength of record, which I believe is number 1, to hop a Florida State team whose strength of schedule is what, 60th? You're not going to send Tate Rodemaker to the damn playoff. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. So, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, Florida State could be eliminated this weekend. They could lose this game.
Yeah.
And they could lose to Louisville. I have it about an 8-point drop off from Travis to Rodemaker, which is steep. Rodemaker was decent against Louisville, but he basically was just last year when he got in, but he basically was just like throwing jump balls to Johnny Wilson. But Florida's also without Graham Mertz. They lost him. Max Brown, freshman, not highly recruited. I think he was like a 3-star. He came in. I didn't think he could throw it. I thought my Florida bet was cooked. By the way, did you get I sent you my Napier gif. Napier going for it on 4th down, his own territory with Max Brown. That was scare money, don't make money, baby. And can we get a damn upset, by the way? Missouri comes 4th and 17. We haven't top 9 teams are like 101 since week 2. Top 5 teams are 41-1. It's crazy. Yeah. There's like so much parity, but all these top teams keep finding a way. The one upset on paper was Washington winning, of course, because we had Oregon State. But Washington's the top 5 team. Yeah, they're just not losing. But anyway, so Florida will go to Max Brown. Now, here's the interesting thing. There's other things to worry about with Florida, like their offensive line.
Their
without their left. Well, yeah, their defense too, but they're on the offense. They were without their starting left tackle. So Damian George went to left tackle. He got hurt. They were down to like 3rd string offensive lineman. I give them credit. They were moving it on Missouri, even, with Brown. But here's the thing. Billy Napier, his offense is RPO heavy with, go back to his time at Louisiana. Who did he have? Like Levi Lewis. He always had a mobile quarterback. It just seemed like Max Brown fits better.
Yep.
In the system. And like he's able to run the RPOs. Mertz isn't really a runner. He's, he can, get you some yardage when you need it. But Brown is a good runner. So it seemed like he was a better fit for the offense. So like I actually think that there's some upside there.
And Napier went straight to it too. Oh, I said his name, but I have to in this case because he directly went to Max Brown and called designed runs, and it worked.
Yep. Yeah. So now you get a full week of practice with them. I'm sure that's all they're going to be installing. Take heavy run, heavy RPO, and then 1 read, easy throws. Right, 1 read to, you'll have some misdirection with Wilson. But you have your stud receiver that I'm sure you're going to have some easy 1-read throws for him. Florida State, on the other hand, what are you going to get from Rodemaker? It's hard to say. Our sample size isn't great. We have limited action against Louisville. We played North Alabama last week. But really fascinating game to break down. I actually think that there's some upside with this Florida quarterback change. All the pressure on Florida State, rivalry game. These kids know each other well in state. I think at the minimum, Florida's a good money line round robin piece due to the uncertainty here. But do you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Tate. Well, I mean, it's funny. How do you even come up with a number on this game? So the drop to Tate Rodemaker, I made it 6 points instead of 8, and that's because Tate Rodemaker at least has experience Now, he went 13 of 23 against North Alabama after the Jordan Travis injury. And when you look at his past, I mean, there's plenty of experience going back to 2020. He's got 7 TDs to 5 INTs. He's got nearly double amount of turnover-worthy plays than big-time throws. But when you go into that actual stat, because it's 5 to 9, right? 5 big-time throws in his career. Well, look at that. 3 of them came against North Alabama last week. So the true number is 2 big-time throws in his career, 9 turnover-worthy plays. An 8 out of 8.2, so he can't at least pass beyond the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what he can do there. But, FSU has an even distribution of run and pass, but you would think that they're going to rely on the run a little bit more with Trey Benson, but they haven't been that good. 93rd in rushing success rate. So Florida State and Rodemaker, they're going to be tasked with throwing downfield because I don't think Trey Benson and their running game is going to generate enough to get first downs. So Rodemaker is going to have to throw in this game. Now, when you go to the other side of the ball, that's where I got a little bit excited. Like, I kind of wanted to wait for the podcast before I put the bet in because I'm pretty sure I'm sliding it in on Florida, even though I'm not going to get a 7. Designed runs for Max Brown are the new Florida offense. 37 yards from designed runs. He got 12 on a scramble. He created missed tackle. He had 3 runs of 10 yards or more. There's nothing spectacular about that Florida State defense against zone rushing attempts. I think Max Brown is going to have himself a day here. And you know what?
Go back to what Drones ran for like 80 or 90 yards.
Yeah.
Castellanos for BC in a similar type of offense. He had success.
I'm nervous about putting a bet in on with the Florida defense, like in my back pocket, but I actually like Max Brown playing quarterback. I think he is a massive upgrade versus Florida State's Tate Rodemaker.
Yeah, you hope Florida's defense gets a couple guys back. They had a couple guys out last week to injury, but you're playing against a backup quarterback. And the units that step up in these rivalry games with a lot on the line and play up is usually the defense, right? Like Florida's defense will probably play up here. I also think both teams are going to go a little run heavier. I would lean under, and that favors the underdog here too. They're definitely going to make my round robin. I'll probably end up playing them, but I'm going to wait to see because I would love a 7.
It really helps though that like Florida. Okay, so they're 19th in defensive rushing success rate. The place that you attack Florida is with the pass because they're 115th.
Explosive passes.
Explosive passes. They're 128th in big play allowed. That's all pass. But is Tate Rodemaker going to be the one that's just blazing up and down the field with Keon and Johnny Wilson? I don't know if he can get it done. I mean, from a big time throw perspective, he's only made 2 of them against FBS opponents in his career since 2020. It doesn't look promising. So
yeah. Florida State's been super inconsistent all year. They have these halves where they just do nothing, and you got the dog god Billy Napier as an underdog. All he does is cover.